step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mercer TV. My name is Mercer, and today we will talk about Pep Guardiola's tactics. And I'll try my best to explain how he does things he does on the field. So here is our first picture. His game plan of Pep Guardiola 4-3-3, and he's used to play with this tactic with Barcelona, Bayern, and now he is trying to succeed with this tactic with Manchester City. So here is tactic how Pep Guardiola ends up in the attack with 5 attackers, 3 midfielders, and 2 defenders. And 2 of the midfielders are attacking ones. How this tactic reminds me of old tactics, when football was not used to use tactics, they from old times. And this tactic is Guardiola is trying to use this tactic in 21st century, and that's really good because he can succeed. I think with his type of geniusness he can succeed, but it will be very hard. And the Premier League is much different from La Liga and Bundesliga, so I really want him to see. I want him to see the title soon, and I will really like if he wins something this year. So let's get on to the tactics. Here is another picture which shows you, black arrow shows you how the players move on the field. Attacking midfielders go in the attack and power up Kun Aguero and 2 wingers in the attack. And defensive midfielder moves upward as well, while central backs are powering up midfield and becoming playmakers. That's great plus and that's big risk. But fullbacks are backing up the central backs, becoming central backs, but controlling their side of the field. That's really hard thing to do, but they are somehow managing to play like this. So let's get on to the next picture. Here is the picture of attack of Manchester City. These red arrows are passes delivered by midfielders to the attack, and look at this defensive midfielder of this tactic is helping the attack. They are overloading the box, and when box is overloaded, that's really easy for midfielder to deliver pass to his own teammate. But that's big risk because if pass gets caught out, the enemy will start dangerous counterattack. So I think Guardiola knows the risk and continues to play like this. Playmakers are usually powering up the flanks and delivering passes into the middle area of the center. As you see in this picture, Kun Aguero is the main part of this attack, while box of the enemy is overloaded. Kun Aguero still remains key man in the attack, and midfielders try to deliver ball to him because he has great shooting accuracy and he's great striker, and I think he can manage to score the goal. So enough of the attack. Now let's get to the defense. Here comes defensive side of Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, as in Barcelona and Bayern Munich, he's using sweeper keeper, and that's really risking position. Not if you have Neuer, but in City he had not Neuer, and he has to deal with some risks, but he somehow manages to approve those risks and is using this tactic. So look at this. Sweeper keeper and right defender control the right side of their own part of the field, and that's really hard for central back. But if central back fails, sweeper keeper will fastly lock the attacker. On the counter attack, usually there are not so many strikers in the attack, and sweeper keepers will manage to stop them. Defensive midfielder helps them as well. Defensive midfielder helps both sides, as you see in another picture of here. On the left side, left defender, defensive midfielder, and sweeper keeper have to deal with the ball. So I think that's not bad strategy, but it's very hard for defenders. Here are the red lines that show you how they control the field when they have the ball, how they back up their attacking players if they lose the ball. Defenders, fullbacks that have become central defenders are powering up their own flank. If right winger loses the ball, right central back will power him up and will try to bring ball back to him. That adds up even bigger risk, but Guardiola, I think, will manage to do it, to deal with it somehow. So defensive midfielder deals with the central side, while others are dealing with their own flanks, and sweeper keeper backs them up. But I somehow managed to find the lackness in this tactic, in this defensive side. Big risks are these blue spots on the field, which is used usually by long pass playing teams like Atletico and other these types of teams that play on counter attack and deliver long passes. One striker always remains in the front, and that's very dangerous for City. These blue spots show the weak areas of City. If the ball is delivered pinpoint on the striker in that area, the City is distracted, goal is conceded, and there is no other option. If he manages to finish, of course. So this was tactics of Pep Guardiola. I still think he's genius, and he can somehow manage to bring the glory to Manchester City. And I'm supporting him this season because I really well, I would really like to see him winning any title. So that was it for today. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe and help our channel to grow. And also check out other videos on this channel, because this channel brings skill shows and other material like this. So if you like football and if you're a fan, please subscribe to our channel and help us. So that was it for today, and as always, stay smart.